Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video at the Pharmacist Academy. Woo! So in my previous video, I discussed how to structure a patient case presentation. But in this video, I wanted to address the importance of the introduction and conclusion slide and how to outline it. The objective and conclusion slides are as important as the body of your presentations because it's like a map and it helps guide your audience. Now, according to the American Public Health Association, your objective describes the information, skills, behaviors, or perspectives participants in the session will acquire through attendance and participation, or clearly identify the outcomes or actions that the audience can expect to demonstrate as a result of the educational experiences. So in other words, the objective slide will let the audience know what you're about to present on, right? This is what I'm about to tell you. This is what you will learn after the presentation. This is what you will be able to do after the presentation. So like I said, it's like a map. It basically outlines what you're going to be talking about in your presentation. And you could pick specific things that you want to include in your objective. It really depends. So for example, you could say at the end of this presentation, you should be able to, and that's when you want to use action words, right? So your objective slide always, the sentences or the bullets must always begin with action words. And I can include a link in the description for you to a website that's going to give you all these action words. So for example, at the end of this presentation, you should be able to design a care plan for a patient with diabetes. You should be able to outline the pathophysiology. It must begin with an action word. Next, we have the conclusion slide. So it's okay for cartoons, right, to end with this conclusion here, but for clinicians, it's not. So please don't do this. The conclusion slide is basically saying this is what you learned from the presentation. So once again, for the objective, this is what I'm going to tell you in the presentation. Then the body, you tell the audience. Then the conclusion, you tell them again, this is what I just told you about this presentation. So it's kind of like your last key points. So this is a good example. So assuming that for your objective slide, you said, list the symptoms of COVID-19. So at the end of this presentation, you should be able to list the symptoms of COVID-19. For your conclusion slide, right, that you should have a bullet that complements that objective. So the symptoms of COVID-19 are chills, cough, and loss of taste or smell. And then let's say for the next bullet in your objective slide, you have identify who is at most risk of COVID-19 complications. And for the conclusion slide, you include this in there. So older adults and people with underlying medical conditions are at high risk of COVID-19 complications. So something just like that. So once again, the objective, this is what I'm going to tell you. The body, you tell them. The conclusion, this is what I just told you, but it must complement the objective slide. So that would be the end of this video. If you learned anything new about this at all, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it. I know we don't normally focus too much on the objective or the conclusion slide, but try to utilize these tips that I provided, and I promise you it's going to improve your overall presentation. Make sure to connect with me on these social media platforms. Thank you for watching this video and take care.